Hello, everybody.
Hello, everyone. Whew. She made it. She made it. Okay, it looks like, am I being shown in the frame? It doesn't look like I'm being shown in the frame. Let me see. I wonder, are you up in the frame? Okay, I guess you are. Hello. October the 26th.
Yes, it is.
October 26th. We made another week,
Yes, absolutely.
right? We made another
Yes.
week. Thank goodness. Welcome
Yes.
to another episode of Mama Said It. Come on in and join us. We have some topics we would like to talk with you all about. So please come on in and join us for another episode of Mama Said It. How are you doing this Sunday, Plum?
I'm doing well. No complaints.
How was your weekend?
No complaints. Weekend was pretty good.
Good.
Yes, very, very good.
My weekend was good too.
What about you?
My weekend is good. No
Yes.
complaints. Refusing to complain. I took some time off. Enjoyed my grandkids.
Yes.
But it's been a while. It's been a while.
hmm
I have to do that more often.
Yes.
Instead of working 7 days a week, maybe I'll start working 6 days a week, 5 days. No reason to work 7 days a week anymore.
No, it's
No
not.
need. The older you get, the less you need to work, right? At least that's the way it goes. At least that's the way it goes. We got so much to talk about today. It's kind of crazy about everything that's going on with some of the unaliving from some of these universities. I know you probably heard about some of the ones that went on just this recent week. Um, it's just been unusual. But one of the things I want to say before we go into that, um, sorry about the Giants. I meant to mention that to you when I seen you guys, but I said,
Yeah,
oh,
no, I heard about it.
yeah, it was a clean sweep. But at first, you guys had a chance to do a comeback.
Well, I didn't watch any of it. So I don't know what the highlight. I know that I think we got injured. A player got injured on both sides. It was just a lot going on. Hey, cousin Mike.
Hey, dude. Thanks for joining us. Thanks so much for joining us. What's going on, cuz? What's going on, cuz? Your comedy show last week, I must tell you, was amazing. I had a good time. And Shakira, I know you witnessed his comedy shows before. You and your husband and Tiana and her boyfriend all went too. And I know you guys came back and said y'all had a wonderful time. Y'all had a blast. I was in stitches. I mean, it was just crazy. I had to listen. I was going live, right? But then every time the profanities, because it's you got to come to one of the shows to be able to witness exactly what's going on. But let's put it like this: it was a lot of adult features.
Yeah, a whole lot.
A lot of adult features, and you had to come in order to witness. But it was all good vibe, all good laughter. I mean, I'm glad I came. I'm glad I drove a few hours. It was all worth it. It was all worth it. And a matter of fact, I did the podcast from there. Shout out to the Comedy Club in New Brunswick, the Stress Factory, the owners, and Mike. They were very nice and accommodating us, and that was really wonderful. And it's a beautiful restaurant. There's a restaurant that's right next door to the Stress Factory. I'm gonna say it's Italian, but Mike, dude, correct me if I'm wrong. But it's a beautiful restaurant. If you're at the Stress Factory, you want to go next door, get yourself a nice meal. A nice meal. They've actually expanded on the Stress Factory. But yeah, so that's a good time. Can't wait to your next show, dude. Can't wait to your next show.
Yes, he said Scatterboo got a boo boo. Yeah, yeah, he's the one that had got out was Scatterboo.
Oh, right.
Mhm.
It's been kind of crazy. I missed a lot of it myself. Yeah, I missed a lot of the game today myself. But there was the Howard University. There was some shooting. It's going on. Not noticing a lot of universities. Lincoln University. There was also a shooting. Um, and unfortunately, I believe one person lost their life, and maybe two. Yes, it's Italian. Okay, that's what I thought. Italian. You know, I love Italian food. Oh my goodness. Yes, yes, Italian. Um, yeah, but it's been a lot of unaliving at these universities. It's even scary just to go to the schools these days. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, it's absolutely not safe. And there was, of course, there was a high school shooting a few weeks back. But I just want to say that anyone that is in college, in high school, right now, I'm sure that every day that you go to school, you don't want to live in fear. That's the wrong thing you want to do. You don't want to live in fear, but you definitely have to keep your eyes open for everybody, because
Yeah, stay
oftentimes what
very
happens,
aware.
yeah, because every time you turn around, people say, well, we didn't know that he or she was like that. We didn't see it. They weren't that person. And it'd be the ones that you least expect. So we want to send up prayers to anyone who are directly or indirectly involved with the recent shootings that took place. We do want to send out a happy birthday to anyone who is celebrating a birthday this week. Happy birthday. Happy birthday. Happy birthday. Anyone you want to shout out, Plum?
Is it still Libra season? No, it's
Isn't
the
it?
26th. It's Scorpio now.
Oh, it's
October.
Scorpio?
Yes,
Ooh,
because
I
it
gotta
says on
change
there, it
that.
says to October 22nd.
Okay, so
So
it's
now
Scorpio season.
yes,
Sorry,
it is.
Libras. It's a nice time with you, but Scorpios now, right?
Yeah.
And then after Scorpios is the Sagittarius.
No. Um,
I really don't keep up with it,
I
but
don't
I
keep
keep.
up with it either. I don't know where it starts or when it begins, but I think it's somebody before Sagittarius.
Okay,
I wouldn't know.
okay. Astrology is interesting. It is interesting.
Hmm.
Some people say there is some truth to when you read your astrologist, when you read the astrology, there's some truth to it. I don't know. I know some of the things that's about a Leo is definitely some of it is true. But anyway, and a lot of people, a lot of Christians don't believe in it, right? A lot of Christians don't believe in it. It's
Yeah.
called Victoria's. Oh, that's what it's called, Victoria's. Okay, I love the name too. Yes, I would definitely be going back there. Sounds it looks like a nice place that you can have a little nice little band there too. Dude, it really was a nice little setting. I'm get into that. In New Brunswick, is alive and well. It's vibing. It's vibing. Okay, and happy anniversary to anyone who is celebrating an anniversary. If you are celebrating an anniversary, we're wishing you a happy anniversary. Oh, Chuck Linton and his wife. I believe they're celebrating maybe 35 years or 50 years. I know they're celebrating a long time. So happy anniversary to Chuck Linton and his wife out of Maryland. Yes. Yes. Happy anniversary to you. Gail and McIvory Johnson, they had an anniversary. So happy anniversary to them as well. And those who I have not mentioned, happy anniversary to you if you're celebrating an anniversary. So we're going to get started with this podcast. There's a lot of things we want to talk about of what you can do to be able to get more money in your check. We're going to show you what you could do to get more money in your check during this week, during this shutdown, that will help you to kind of maybe, I wouldn't say make up for the difference of your food stamps, because, that's a lot to say, but at least maybe bring in a little bit, a few more dollars, a few more dollars. And this is to anyone who is already working. If you're working right now and you're trying to figure out how you're going to make ends meet, we're going to show you, we're going to tell you what you can do so that you can be able to bring more money in during this shutdown. one of the things that I do want to talk about right now, and this has been a lot of talk, and I don't know whether you heard about this, Shakira, before we pop into other conversations. Um, it's about that always pad moles. Is a scare going on that's saying it's contaminated, or is it just lighting illusions that's making people feel? Did you see that video that's going on? You didn't know
No,
anything?
no, I haven't. I haven't. No.
Oh, this is the first time you're hearing about it.
Yeah, it's the first time I heard of it. Yeah.
Oh, okay. This is the first time you heard of it. Okay. Okay. Yeah, there is a video surfacing, and I'll show you some bits and pieces about it. Um, about the pads of always, when you put it up to the light, it looks like this mildew, you know. So let me show you this video. Very alarming, but yet and still it looks it looked like it could be true, but then we don't know. Let's hear it from an expert. Stay tuned.
If I'm the one to show you this, I apologize. Apparently people have been seeing mold inside their brand new always pads under yellow light.
Take it down so I can see it. Turn it around, okay? Look, you don't see anything on it. It's brand new, obviously. I just took the back off.
So this microbiologist, his name's Tim, decided he was going to test it for fungus and bacteria because he had tested hygiene products in the past and found some crazy stuff there. But instead of swabbing the pad, he used a blowtorch. He sterilized the scissors so he wouldn't introduce any outside contamination, then cut pieces of the pad into a small bag. He placed them onto a petri dish and incubated them. The darker plate shows if there's any bacteria and the lighter plate shows if there's any fungus. Now after 24 hours, he compared the always pad plate with a different test on rice. The rice test already showed some bacterial growth within a day, but the always pad test showed no signs of growth. So yes, it might just be cotton and bad lighting.
Yeah, so that's he's saying it could be just bad lighting.
Yeah.
That they did a study and the lab test came back on there was no contamination, no signs of mold.
Well, that's good. People
Yeah.
will put anything on the internet
Yeah,
to
but if
try
it's
to.
a yellow light, it could give you that illusion.
Yo, but that's what I'm
Instead of-
saying. It's so much AI and so many ways to manipulate what you're seeing, but people do it for clicks. I'm pretty sure that video probably skyrocketed from
Oh
shares
yeah,
and
it
everything
got
like
my
that.
attention because I use always. I've been using always for years, but when I seen that, I was like, what? Wait a minute, what's
Yeah,
going on here? And then of course when I went to go buy some, I immediately put it up. I took about 6 or 7 of them out and put them up to the light, and it was nothing.
yeah,
So I was like, well, I either got a good batch or somebody else got a bad batch. I didn't know which one it was. But then when I looked at some of the videos, I was looking for some scientific evidence or someone who had did some sort of testing. And that's what I came across, that some testing was done and it didn't show any signs. So I just say be careful, still check them when you buy them just to feel safe. But that was some information I thought that was important for ladies who are still using either the pads for menstrual purposes or just as a panty liner. Okay. Now, I know one of the biggest subjects that we're talking about this week um, is about the food stamps, right? I mean, everybody's talking. It's been all over the internet. It's everywhere. And what are we going to do? What are people going to do during this time, especially for our vulnerable senior citizens, our those who are disabled, families with children, single mothers with children? Not everyone that's on food stamps, it must be noted that they don't work. A lot of them do work. People say they don't work. A lot of them do work, and the food stamps is just for a supplement to add on to what they already are earning. But by no means does it state that everyone on food stamps is just, laying up, not doing anything, lazy, not going to work, not trying to better their life. That's not true. That's not true. I know a lot of people who are collecting food stamps and are still working, busting their butt to feed their families. But for those who are senior citizens who have worked all of their lives, paid into the system, are on fixed income and qualify for food stamps and have been receiving food stamps over the years now find themselves where the benefits that they had been relying on and depending on is now being swept away. And now they got to take income that they don't have, because if you look at it, a lot of the senior citizens that I've been speaking with for the last few weeks are really devastated. Pains me. It pains me. It's very, very heartening to even think that we're even in this situation.
Yeah.
But one of the questions I do want to ask you, Plum, why do you think our president is refusing to feed the needy? I
I
mean, I just
mean,
want to know, like,
I think it's a bigger thing than what it appears to be. I feel like he's not for the people. He's for himself and for his friends, and so however way, as you can see, he tore down, what was that, the East Wing, whatever wing, and he spending $200 billion or whatever it is to rebuild.
but
But
he's
people
saying,
ain't getting paid. People are not
but
about
he's
to have
saying that
food.
that money is coming from his friends, donator, people
Yeah,
that's donating money. It's
yeah.
not coming from the
I don't
taxpayers.
think nobody's donating $200 billion.
Yeah,
That's
but
just
if
my
he has
opinion.
friends that are in a
But what are
position,
they going to get out of it? You know what I'm saying? Nobody's giving you that much money and not getting nothing out of it.
yeah,
So
yeah,
for
that's
me,
that's
I
true.
just
That's true.
I think it's
That's true.
bigger than just the food stamps. I think the food stamps is the start. I think it's going to be other things. I know there was talks of, but they kind of like stopped talking about it, about kids that have IEPs, the special things that they have going on, the programs that they have going on, all that, trying to cut all of that. It's just a starting point. So yeah,
Yeah,
I think it's a shame, but he's not affected, so he got food, so, and he's never going to be in a shortage. I won't say that he's not in a shortage of having to worry about nobody's food stamps, because it doesn't touch him. It don't touch nobody in the radius of him, none of his family members, none of that. Anybody that's in his close circle, they are not collecting food stamps, so he does not care. So that's my opinion.
right. Right. Yeah. It's sad because he did have they asked him, and this is what is going around, this is what is being stating that they asked President Trump administration, would they tap into roughly $5 billion in what's called a contingency fund to keep benefits through the SNAP program, community referred to SNAP, flowing into November. That program helps out 1 in 8 Americans buy groceries. And his response was no. At this time, there would be no benefits issued November 1st. We're approaching an inflection point for Senate Democrats. So I don't know why this is happening. I'm going to tell you what I feel. Because we have never, we've had lots of shutdowns. I mean, Obama shut down, so many different shutdowns when presidents were in office, administrations were in office. So it's not new to have a shutdown. Okay. That's not something that we have not experienced. But this, to me, have been the first time we had a shutdown in the last 50 years where there was no food stamp benefits. So this is very new to a lot of people. And a lot of people are shooken by this. Now, another way of looking at this, could this be a conspiracy to agitate those who are unfortunate, to get them out into the streets and vandalizing stores? And
Absolutely, people gonna be stealing. You don't think people gonna be like, I gotta feed my baby one way or the other. So I'm gonna have to figure something out, and people will sacrifice their lives to feed their kids. So
yeah, that's true. That's true. It's either when especially when a mother and a father, come together and they're trying to figure things out. And here you got this grocery store, they have all these foods, you got Walmart, you got Costco, you got all these different stores, and then you have nothing. That's something to think about. That's something
And
different.
honestly, the way to combat this, which would not gonna happen, it would be nice if Walmart, ShopRite, Costco's, Wegmans, all of them people came together and said, you know what, we're gonna give every person that present a EBT card. You have to be, you just can't be coming in here random, but present that you have an EBT card and present them with $100 voucher. Just cause, not that you got to pay me back, not nothing. This is just because what I'm saying, and they can afford it. They can. I'm sorry,
Yes.
but they're not going to do that. But that
We
would
don't
be a
know.
way
We
to
don't
come.
know.
Well,
We don't know.
I won't hold
It
my
would be
breath.
nice for some
It
of the
would be
larger
nice,
stores to come
but they,
together and do something,
yeah,
especially as a way of giving back to the
yeah,
community.
yes.
So yeah, I'm in agreement. But here you are, where Trump approves $40 billion for Argentina, but refuses $5 billion to keep food stamps flowing for Americans. I mean,
That's because he has dealings probably with Argent. I mean, I don't know why people are so shocked about what's going on and how it's moving. This man he does things like he did it last term. He's doing it on a different level this term. It's nothing that he's doing is surprising me. He is a business minded individual. He does not care about the structure. If it's going to make him dollars, he's for it.
I'm
That's
just,
just how.
and I'm gonna say this because I've always liked Trump. You know how I feel, right? I've always liked Trump. I can say that. I do not hate Trump. I'm not a Trump hater. But I can say this honestly. This is from him being on Apprentice. I was one of the ones who watched it all the time. I love The Apprentice, right? I'm one who had my staff and I paid out of the company monies to attend Trump University. Okay. Um, for me now to see him in this light, and I'm gonna say there's some things I agree with him on, even as it being the president, and there's a lot of things I don't agree with him on as being the president. You know, and we could talk about that on a different day. But for me now to see him in this light, to turn down your seniors, I mean, hey, wait a minute, let's take a few steps back. Why shut the whole all 42 million? Why shut the program down completely? If you have a problem with just a few people, maybe some immigrants you feel that should not get the benefits, maybe some people who are able bodies with no dependents, and you feel as though that they should be out working, hey, I get it. But just to take our seniors, our families with children, our veterans who are getting a fixed income and depend on food stamps as well, which is up to like 6 million veterans who receive food stamps, to turn them down, that's a slap in America's face to me. It puts a different light on who he is in my eyesight. And you know me, Plum, I'm not one to knock people's back out like that. I give people the benefit of the doubt. Maybe I'll probably give people too much of the benefit of the doubt. But this is going too far. Completely going too far. I don't know how he's able to come back from that, especially knowing that he's already approved 40 billion to Argentina, another country. And here is $5 billion they're asking to be able to be paid to the American people. And he's saying no. That leads me to believe that you want it to be a riot. You want it to be violence. You want it to be things in the street so you can call martial law. Let's call it what it is. What else would be the reason? Avoiding Epstein files, possibly? What else could be the reason?
Yeah,
Because it's just not adding up. It's not adding up at all.
it's adding up. It's adding up
It's
to
not adding up in a
I
sense.
don't care about y'all, and I'm gonna do what I want to do, and I'm gonna
True.
run this country how I want to run it, and ain't nobody gonna tell me what to do.
Right.
And unfortunately, it's people in there that's on his team that is not telling him that's not right, and maybe people that say, well, I don't know about that, and he don't care.
Yeah.
So it's just
Now
it's
you can't care. You can't. Let me tell you something. You can't care for a person and take this away from them. You're not.
And if, like you said, if it's certain people that you don't want to have it because you want to make sure that they actually qualify for it. Okay, baby. You want to make sure that just weed them out. Why is
Yes.
everybody being affected? I
Right.
don't understand. Send them a letter and say, as of November 1st, you have to prove that you've been trying to work something.
Right.
Why are you cutting everybody off? It's
Everybody.
crazy.
And it's not as if they can't distinguish between the categories. The seniors, that's a category. The veterans, that's a category. Families in need with children, that's a category. Then you have the people who are single with no dependents. That's a category. Then you have immigrants. That's another category. So you could separate this if you wanted to, but you don't want to. And now you want to blame the Democrats. What did the Democrats have to do with this? Not a damn thing. Nothing. He has the right himself right now. He has the right right now and the power to be able to say, I'm going to pay that, make sure that $5 billion is funded. He has the power to do that, but he chooses not to do it. Shame on you, Donald Trump. And I believe this, if a person thinks that they're going to remain in office under these pretense, it's not going to happen in America. I mean, where people is going to just stay awoke and let you just run them over like this. I don't see it. I don't see it happening. You know?
Yeah, it's a lot. It's definitely a lot.
I don't see it happening. And now you want to get the military involved, where the military is involved, where you want them to get involved and enforce this law. I don't see how that works. Because listen, we got family that's in the military. Everybody in America has family, directly or indirectly, where you know somebody is in the military, or somebody knows somebody that knows somebody that's in the military. So you mean to tell me you're going to ask these people in America, ask their children, their nieces, their nephews, their cousins, their friends to turn on them? Are you kidding me? What sense does that make? I can't even
make any sense.
imagine any of my family members that are serving right now, and they know who they are, that are active right now in all branches, to ask them to go into the streets and forcefully put harm on American people. That ain't gonna go over lightly. Not at all. But I must say this, is that Virginia state and Louisiana just added, they're taking a bold action. So they're claiming an emergency declared to keep families' benefits flowing during the shutdown crisis. So apparently they will continue with the SNAP benefits. Come on, the rest of your states, come on, you got to join forces. You got to join forces. The states, listen, let me say this. If you're a state and you're collecting money for the lottery, okay, I play the lottery. Perma, you play the lottery? We play the lottery every once in a while, especially when there's billions of dollars on hand.
Mm-hmm.
If you're a state and you're collecting lottery money, you should not be saying there's no money available for SNAP. And that's just my calculated opinion.
Yeah.
If a person wins $1 billion, let's just talk about what the state controls in New Jersey. Okay, the state of New Jersey controls the pick 5, pick 3, pick 2, right? I mean, pick 3, pick 4, pick 5, and pick 6. And they share in the power and the mega ball with other states. Now, let's just say the pick 6. If the pick 6 was $1 million, a person may only get 300 or 400,000. Let's say if they got $500,000. You mean to tell me there's no money available in these states to be able to substitute what the federal government can't do? Where's this money with the lottery? Let's talk about the marijuana, the cannabis. Okay, what's going on with the cannabis? You're receiving money off of the cannabis.
Yeah, it definitely is.
So where's that money? Governor Murphy, you still in office for New Jersey? Josh, you still in office for Pennsylvania? All these other states? Why does the SNAP have to close and shut down when there's all this other money that's running through? It ain't like you're out there fixing the highways. There's still cracks in the road. People's tires getting flat from potholes. It's not like you're doing a lot out here. Where's the money? Where's the damn money? Because my senior citizens, they need their food stamps. My veterans, they need their food stamps. The disabled, they need their food stamps. Families with children, they need their food stamps. And if the federal government can't do it, the state should be able to do it. That's my calculated opinion.
Yeah, absolutely.
This is horrifying. Next week, we're only a few days away from the 31st, 5 days. Now, recently, and I didn't show this video yet, but recently there was a video float. There's video floatings all over TikTok, Instagram, where Walmart had to evacuate their staff and everyone that was in Walmart because people were in there just going ham. Yeah. So will they, on the 1st, will these stores shut down ahead of time? Will they board up their doors and windows and
They
not
might.
even be open?
They might if they smart.
And then the nerve of the senators, the Congress, the House. Y'all asses is getting a check. Excuse my profanity, but listen, I'm pissed. They're getting a check during this time. Y'all need to give up y'all check and meet your supporters at the grocery store. That's what you need to do.
Yeah.
Y'all need to cash in your check and get food cards for your supporters. That's what you need to do. Show us that you're really for the people. Don't, your mouth is saying one thing and your action is saying something else. So if you're really for the people, take your check and go get the amount and gift cards and give them out. Then we'll believe that you're really for the people. But if you ain't doing nothing like that, you ain't for nobody but yourself. And that's my calculated opinion. Nobody has to agree with me, and I don't really care. I'm just trying to find solutions and ways that people can still survive. Thank you, Virginia. Thank you, Louisiana. Thank you.
Yeah.
Hey, Rabina, thanks so much for joining. I hope that there's other states that will join in and be a part of this and not allow their citizens to suffer. I hope so. I hope. In Virginia, I already know the reason why, but it doesn't even matter the reason why. I'm glad that it's happening for those who are in Virginia. I'm glad it's happening for those who are in Louisiana. And I hope that the rest of the states join in on this.
Yeah, absolutely. That would be nice. Or the stores step up. Somebody needs to step up.
Now, what would be shameful if the stores do board up? I remember, and this going back, and I forgot what year it was, maybe in the 90s. We were doing a Little Kim concert in Edgewater Park. And during that time, it was crazy. They had portrayed the concert as being out of control, and that, they had helicopters flying above. It was unbelievable. The McDonald's in Edgewater Park on Route 130, they were closed down. The gas station was closed. it was a whole bunch of stores had closed in area. And it was nothing like what they thought, because the security was FOI, the Fruit of Islam. And if anyone have ever witnessed them as security, they are top-notch security. And it was no violence, no arrests, nothing of what they thought. Okay, everybody came out to have a good time. And a good time was had. But because of all of the publicity, they boarded all the stores. They boarded everything. So now it concerns me. Could this be a possibility? And if it is, if the stores are boarded where nobody can get no food, that's really going to be crazy.
Yeah, because they're willing to lose a whole day worth of money from people that will pay, just in the thoughts of them being, rated.
But to me, either way, if they close, it would be horrible, because they would be just as bad as President Trump saying no, in my opinion.
You think? Now, I won't go that far, because if you, I mean, for the big box stores, they have insurance, but maybe mom and pop stores.
Yeah, you said the right word.
They have insurance. The big stores have insurance, but for mom and pops, that might be hit, because people don't
I'm not talking about the little convenience stores.
No, but what I'm saying is that typically when you look at anything as far as riots, they're rioting everything. They don't selectively riot like what I think you should do. If you have a problem with something, you need to selectively riot. Don't go tear up the mom and pop stores. Like when riots and things were going on, when George Floyd was happening, all these different killings, which still go on, but that were happening frequently back to back, and they were rioting and running into stores. They were tearing up the black community. They were tearing up black people's stores. They were tearing up any store they was running up into. So what I'm saying is that, yes, for the big corporations that have insurance, hopefully the mom and pop has insurance, but who wants to see something that they work so hard for be tore down because of what the government is doing? So I don't personally would think that if it was a mom and pop store and they boarded it up, that they were wrong. They're protecting their asset, their investment, what they worked hard for.
I'm talking about like Walmart, ShopRite, Costco's.
Yeah, but it's not. It won't be just limited to that. We know that.
No, of course not.
Yeah,
I'm saying that if those stores board up, I'm saying if those stores board up where no one could get no food, and this is just a hypothetical, scenario, it would be devastating. Is what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Because then if someone did have money to pay, they're going to be punished as well. So it's a double sword. It's crazy.
Hopefully, so word of advice, if you need some food, get it on the 30th. Because you don't know what's going to be happening on the 1st at whatever store you go to.
We don't know. But then, good afternoon, Rita. Good evening, Rita. How are you? Thanks for joining us. But then you think about how safe are the people? Because if they can't get no food at the stores, what you got for what people got for dinner?
Well, yeah, that too, yeah.
It gets crazy out here in these streets. So hopefully it don't get to that. Hopefully there's some sort of solutions that will come about so this don't get completely out of hand. Don't get completely out of hand. But it's already leading to that as we speak. Now, one of the things I do want to talk about is I want to talk about this restaurant that I think, and this is a solution. It's like the person who has meets the person who have not, right? And they come together and they help one another in one sense or another. So there's this restaurant. There's so many different restaurants that are doing this now. Place of Hope, local restaurant lets customers pay it forward to feed the hungry. Now there's this restaurant in Pennsylvania, Giovanni's Delicious Pickles. You could pay it forward. I know there's a few pizza parlors in Philly, New Jersey, that you could pay it forward. And they have different boards where they would, if you came into the restaurant and you're going to pay for 2 slices of pizza for someone, they would collect your money and then post that receipt on the board and allow someone who's hungry to be able to collect on it. So if you know of any restaurants or you want to create that particular type of scenario in your community, this is a great idea, a phenomenal idea. And I don't know stores that will reject it, right? Restaurants that will reject it because it's going to bring more income to them.
Absolutely, yeah.
So it's a win-win situation. And it's also going to bring in some food in for families. Because I would never think that we would be having a conversation where we're talking about, we know homelessness exists and we know people, that go hungry, but not at a massive rate like this. This is massive.
Yeah.
This is massive. So I thought that this is something that, if you have a few dollars to spare, please, by all means, pay it forward. If you go in an order, you're stopping in a restaurant, or they may even be able to do it over the phone. I'm not sure. You might want to check with your local restaurants, your local stores, to see what is offered. And this is for people who could pay it forward. If you could do it, this would be great. And for those who are hungry, you might want to check with your local restaurants to see, do they offer this type of service? Because then it will be a win-win situation. The sad part to me is that when the letter went out to the states instructing them not to send the food stamp funds, that was the beginning of the craziness here. And it's just crazy. It's crazy. But hopefully the states can come together. They have meetings behind the scene, thinking of different ways that they can come together and feed those that are in need, so to keep this SNAP program going. I know in New York, for an example, I was reading few posts where they were saying people was getting $3,000 a month in food stamps for a family of 4. Yeah.
No, that's a lot.
To immigrants, though.
That's a lot.
To illegal immigrants. So now you look around and say, hey, wait a minute. $3,000 for a family of 4 a month? There's videos out there still flowing. And some people are showing proof that this exists. Sad, but it's true.
Yeah.
Now, one of the things people may be wondering is, who can you call if you need some help, right? Who can you call if you need help with food for your family? Some of the places that I can think of off my head is, number one, go to your churches, your local churches, Catholic Charity, for an example. There's so many different organizations, and we're going to provide a list so that the list hopefully could be able to be spreaded around, so that hopefully this would help people during this time to help with this food issue. There is a program, and I want to make sure the people can still call 211. I know we mentioned this before. The individuals, you still can call 211, and they will give you this. You can call it from your cell phone, and you'll be able to. They will provide you with a list of places that you can go, food banks, churches, Catholic Charity, where you can go to get food in your zip code. It's precisely for your zip code. And they're open 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 211 from your phone. 211 from your phone. Okay. The other thing is, now I know they used to have this other number, but I don't think they have this anymore. Why Hunger? Another company is Why Hungry Hotline. Why Hungry Hotline. That number is 800. Shakir, can you write this in the chat? If you can write this in the chat, is why does WHY Hungry Hotline, and it's 1-800-548-6479.
Hold on one second. Is this what is the website is Why Hungry?
Well, this is a number.
Oh, it's just a phone number. Okay. Oh, all right.
Yeah.
Hold on. I'm sorry. I thought you was giving me a phone, a website as well. Why?
It was Why Hungry Hotline, and it's 1-800-548-6479. Now, of course, everyone knows about the Salvation Army, right, which is a national assistance line. This is another number. Let me know when you're ready. This is Salvation Army National Assistance Line. They provide food boxes, hot meals, and groceries and vouchers across the United States. Okay, you can call 1-800
1-800
725 2769. Salvation Army National Assistance Line, 1-800 725 2769. You can also contact Catholic Charities. Catholic Charities. Catholic is CATHOLIC. Charities, CHARITIES. Catholic Charities, USA. Their number is 703-549-1390. It's 703-549-1390. They offer emergency food, rent, utility, and assistance through local chapters.
I'll put that in the chat as well.
You put that in the chat. Okay. Now, this other company, they will connect you to different churches in your area that is giving out food and essentials. It's called Love Incorporated. Love Incorporated, and they go by Love in the Name of Christ. Love Incorporated. Their number is 1-800-777-5277. 1-800-777-5277. Now, they also have the Jewish Family Service Network. That number is 703.
Hold on. You said Jewish Family
Services Network. Yes.
Hold on. Jewish Family Services
Network.
And the phone number. Okay.
703
703
222.
Oh wait, hold on. Sorry, it didn't go on there. 703
222
222
3738.
373.
Now, they provide food pantry support regardless of your faith or background. Okay, there's approximately maybe 10 more, but I'm going to leave that and include that in the list that we're going to be providing. Okay.
Yes.
All right. So we're going to move on. Now, what I want to talk about as far as Internal Revenue Service. Many, I know you know about this already, that Internal Revenue Service is eliminating paper checks. They are eliminating paper checks. IRS moves toward 100% direct deposits for payments. That means your refunds. Your refunds. Okay. They
And
want
will
to
that be
go,
that will be effective moving forward?
yes.
Or okay.
They've been actually trying to get anyone who are doing tax returns, because if you file, what is, I think, 20 tax returns or more, you have to do it through electronic channels. Or is it 100? I think it's either one or the other, that they forcefully, you cannot mail in a check. I mean, mail in your return unless there's various circumstances that they would allow you to mail in your tax returns. They like for you to do electronic filing. Okay. Let's give you an example. Let's say if you filed your tax returns, it came back rejected because somebody else filed your child, or somebody else filed you, or I'm not saying you, Shakira, I'm saying a taxpayer, right? Then you would have to paper mail it. You have to put it in the mail and mail it off. That is considered special circumstances, because you can't electronic file it because it comes
Oh,
back.
you're saying for mail, no longer mailing. I thought you said direct deposit and there's no more checks.
Right. I already covered that part.
Okay, okay.
But I was saying that also they prefer you, when you're filing your tax returns, they prefer you to file them electronically. They want you to file your tax returns electronically, but they do have various circumstances, which is an exception to the rule, whereby you can put it in the mail. And I just gave that example. If it came back rejected, then obviously you would have to mail it, right? Okay. Now, before we go, I wanted to go over how can a person stretch every dollar? Smart ways to save your money each month during tough times. What can you do right now to bring in more money if you're working and you were getting SNAP? Okay, if you're getting SNAP benefits, you're working, what you could do is you can go to your employer, your payroll department, human resources, ask them for a new W-4. Ask them for a new W-4. And with that new W-4, you can change your exemption status. So say, for an example, if you are claiming zero with no dependents, right? They're taking more money out of your federal withholding right now if you're claiming zero, versus if you were to change it to 4. Now, let's be clear. Whatever you put on that W-4 is totally different than when you file your tax returns. Let me give you an example. On the W-4 form, it only tells your employer what bracket you want them to withhold your federal withholdings from. All right. Whether it's 0 exemptions, 4 exemptions, 10 exemptions, et cetera, et cetera. It only tells your employer what bracket you want to be in. At the end of the year, when you file your tax return, you have to file reality, meaning who did you take care of more than 50%? You might have put 4 exemptions on your W-4, but at the end of the year, you may only have 1 dependent. Okay. But on your W-4, you're only telling your employer, saying, hey, I need you to take out $10 instead of 110 because I need that other 100. Okay. That's the difference. So if you are, and you can actually ask your human resource, whoever's handling your payroll, you can ask them, hey, if I change my exemption status to 3, what's going to be withheld from my paycheck? They will be able to tell you. You already know what's being withheld now because you can look at your pay stub and see. Let's say, for an example, say you're making $50,000 a year. Let's lower that for purposes of this example with SNAP. Let's say you're only making $15,000 a year and you're getting SNAP. But out of the $15,000, for whatever strange reason, you had marked 0 exemptions on your W-4. So now they're taking out, let's say, $90 every pay period, right? But if you go to your payroll department, human resources, whoever is handling your payroll, and tell them you would like to fill out a new W-4, and you can change it, and you will be able to ask them, if I change this to 4 or 6 or 3, what would I be saving? And your payroll person will be able to tell you that you will see $60 in addition in your pay, $50 addition in your pay. Now let's talk about the flip side of that, right? Because right now, this is in the month of October. Many people who may change their exemptions, who have children already, who qualify for earned income credit already, may not see a difference, may not feel a difference too much at the end of the year. Versus if you're making, say, $50,000, no write-offs, and you got 6 kids, because your earned income credit is only going to pay you a certain amount of money. No matter how many children you receive, that law has changed over time, right? So no matter how many children you have, you're only going to get a certain amount of earned income credit, period. However, you don't want to find yourself in a situation at the end of the year owing money. So you want to make sure you're very careful when you're changing your W-4. But let me just say this, and I'm talking about me, if it was me in my situation. It's called survival right now, right? So it means that I need to figure out a way. Let's say if I got 3 children, and I need to try to figure out a way. I'm receiving SNAP. I'm really not, though, y'all. Okay, let's be clear. This is just an example. Let's say if I had 3 kids, I'm receiving the benefits, and I also work. It's a decision that you make. I need this $200 extra per month now versus worrying about what's going to happen at the end of the year. So it's a decision that you have to make. And we're only trying to share with you different ways in which you can be able to bring in some extra monies from your pay. The other question you want to ask your payroll department is, how soon would this be in effect? When would I see the difference? Some payrolls, if you put it in before your next pay period, you will see it on your next pay period. So you want to be able to ask these questions. It's very, very important that you know, because this can bring in an extra $200, $300 in every week that may make up a little bit to help you out during these hard times. Now, if you have family coming together as a family and buying things in bulk, putting your money together and buying things in bulk, you may be able to save. Come together as a family and have a collection plate. So those who are in need will still be able to eat. Coming together as a family. If you don't have family, have friends, churches, nonprofit organizations, your job, who you work at, your job, talking to your employer, an advancement on your pay. You have credit unions, your bank is giving out loans. So there's, especially to the federal workers, I know that on certain websites you go to, it would say that you can get a loan if you could prove that you're a federal employee, right? I'm hoping that this information that we shared with you is helpful. It's going to help somebody to be able to get by. But we're going to roll up our sleeve during this time. And we're going to try to do everything we can to give us out as much information as we can in volunteering time because it's needed. You have anything you have to say, Plum, before we sign off?
No, just everybody just stay in communication. Don't be so prideful that you go hungry. Go tell your pastor, go tell your mama, go tell whoever. If you need food, you need to tell somebody. Some people don't want to. Some people don't know you got food stamps going on and they cut off now.
Yeah.
Not going to tell the people that you love and the people that love you. Let them know so they can help you.
That's true. That's a good that's a that's a that's a good point.
A lot
Because
of people don't
oftentimes
know
the
what people
people,
got going on in their house.
yeah,
So if you are an individual, go to your church. If you can't go to your church, you shouldn't. I mean, this is my personal opinion. If you can't go to your church, you shouldn't be going to that church, especially if you're paying tithes. That's just my opinion.
yeah,
The church is there for a reason. If you do not have a church home, go to a church. Go to your local church. Because just because you're not a member does not mean that they may not still help you or point you in the right direction. But
yeah,
that's about it. That's all I
yeah.
got.
Well, during this time, I think I'm going to sign off with just a little, some words of prayer that I think we need. We need some prayer. We need something different. And I believe that we're all going to make it through because listen, that's one thing about our people. And if you feel as though you are people, you are our people. We are survivors. We will survive, you know, because Black people are used to struggling. Black people is used to putting some beans together and some rice together and making a long. I know my mother used to tell me about some days back in the 60s, how they used to have them pinto beans and rice and, you know, you had to make do. So we're living in a time where we have to make things, make. I'm sad for this. I really am. I'm sad for this. This is just, and I'm trying, you got to keep your cool. You got to keep your composure. You don't want to, but Lord, have mercy. Ask God to keep us still during this time. I'm just going to say a prayer for our nation, for our people. Heavenly Father, in a time of uncertainty and stillness, we lift our nation before you, God, our leaders with wisdom and compassion, and bring peace where there is fear and unity where there is division. Provide for those in need, strengthen the weary, and remind us that even in silence, your hand is at work. Renew our hope, restore our communities, and lead us toward healing and light. Touch the mind of President Donald Trump. Touch the minds of the Republicans and the Democrats that they come together for the people, not for their own doing, but for the people of our nation. Amen. Amen. Y'all have a good week.
Yes.
Things is going to be all right. It's
Yes,
going to be all right. Yes. Okay, Plum. Any last words, babe? You good?
Yes, everybody just stay blessed, stay prayed up, keep praying, pray your way through. You're going to get through. In order to get through, you have to pray through.
Amen.
And you got this.
Amen. Look out for a post. We're going to be posting the links that we just was talking about, the outlets that you can go to, nonprofit organizations that you can go to receive assistance during this time for food. All right. Take care, everybody. Keep hope alive.
Bye.